Hello and welcome to another video of my YouTube channel JM English. You know what, I'm quite excited for this video because I know that this video is going to be very important and useful for you. Okay, because in this video I'm going to discuss subject verb agreement, which is a very important part of English grammar. And if you have this subject verb agreement very well, then trust me, there won't be any problem from your side to make any sentences. At the same time, there won't be any mistakes or any common errors from your side. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to just watch this video till the end, and believe me, each and everything will be very clear to you. See, in this video I am going to give you 6 golden rules regarding subject verb agreement, and once you know it very well, there won't be any problem regarding this topic. Okay, so before that, if you are new in this video, then please don't forget to subscribe my channel. So let's start with this video. Okay, so before we go ahead with the rules, at first we have to know what subject verb agreement is. Okay, you have to know what it is. See, when this verb is in the agreement with its subject in number and person, then it's called subject verb agreement. That means when you use any subject in the sentence, at the same time you will have a verb along with the subject, and you have to see whether you use that verb in singular form or plural form. When the subject in the singular form, your verb should be in that same way, and if the subject in the plural form, then your verb also should be in that way. Okay, but at the same time you have some exceptions regarding this subject verb agreement. So for all these, I'm going to give these 6 rules. So let's start with rule number 1. See, this rule number 1 is the basic foundation of subject verb agreement. It's the basic structure of this. What is that? The thing is, rule number 1 says that if your subject is in singular form, then also verb should be in singular form. Okay, so a singular subject should be followed by a singular verb. How? Let me give you an example for that. Okay, for example, we can write that the car belongs to me. Right? Now look at this sentence. The subject is the car. The car is the subject and it is the singular subject, and I have used its verb belongs. Okay? This is again a singular verb. How? See, belong is a verb and I have used s. Right? And the car is third person singular number. So you know it, that third person singular number, if you use it in the present form, present tense, then you have to use verb plus s along with it. Okay, let me give you another sentence for that. The sentence is, I am a student of law. Okay, look at this sentence. I am a student of law. This is very easy one. Why I'm giving it? Because I is subject in this sentence and it is a singular form, and we have this verb am. It's a be verb. Okay, and am is also a singular verb. So the thing is, as I said, that if your subject is in singular form, then it must be followed by a singular verb. Okay, and there is another part of the rule number 1, and that is that if your subject is in plural form, then your verb should be also in plural form. Okay, how? Let's have one sentence. You can write that gold and silver are precious metals. Right? Now look at this. I have two subjects. gold, one, and silver. Clear? And I have used are. This is verb, subject, subject. So you have two subjects, gold and silver. So that means the subject is not in singular form, it is in plural form. These two you can say plural, both together. So that's the reason these subjects, the whole subject is followed by a verb, that is be verb, but it is also in plural form. Right? So this is a thing, that if your subject is plural form, that must be followed by a plural verb. And if it is subject is singular one, then your verb should be also in singular form. So this is all about rule number 1. Now let's say rule number 2. See, if you talk about the subject of the sentence, then your subject should be noun or pronoun. Okay? And rule number 2 says that when two nouns are used together in a single sentence, and at the same time these two nouns become a subject of the sentence, and they refer to one single idea or one single thing. At the same time, maybe they refer to one single person or anything, then they should be followed by a singular verb. Clear? Because see, you have already seen in rule number 1 that if the subject is a plural form, then it must be followed by a plural verb. But over here the exception is that if you have two subjects or two nouns, but you use them to refer to any single idea or any single thing or single person, then they must be followed by one single verb. Okay, how? Let me give you examples to clear this. See, you can write as an example that the rise and fall of the tide is due to the lunar influence. Right. Now look at this. The rise and fall, these two nouns together, of the tide is, this is verb is, which is singular. I have used singular form, but over here you have two noun together as subject. Clear? So we have two, that means plural. Right? So you can say that if the subject is plural, then your verb should be in plural form. But over here the exception is when these two refer to one single idea or single thing. So over here the rise and fall refer to one single thing, that is the tide. They talk about one single thing, that is the tide, and that is the reason you have to use a singular verb for that. So don't use are. If you use are, then it's wrong. You may think that the rise and fall, these two, so should be are. No, don't use that way. Use in singular form. So use is, or if you say was, whatever, but it must be in singular form. Okay, so this is one single sentence. Let me give you another example. Those are very, very common and known to you. Suppose you can say that the time and the tide waits for none. This phrase is very common and very known to everyone. The time and tide waits for none. See, it is singular verb. Singular. That's the reason I have used s, and you have two together as subject. But these two refer to one single idea. They mean to a single idea. That's the reason you have to use singular verb. In the same way, when you say the bread and butter, the bread and butter, over here also you use is. You never use are, right? Because these sentences are very common to you. So this is all about rule number 2, that when two nouns are used to refer to one single idea or single person or single thing, then always use any single verb, never use any plural verb. Okay, now rule number 3. See, rule number 3 is very important, and is something exceptional that you will have. See, rule number 3 says that when two subjects are connected in the single sentence with, along with, or as well as. Okay, so if we use two subjects together, and if you use with, along with, or as well as, then always use any singular verb. Clear? You may have two subjects together, or two nouns or pronouns together, but if you use these things to connect them, then always use singular verb. How? Let me give you example. So as example, you can say science as well as philosophy was taught there. Right, now look at this. You have two nouns together, science and philosophy, two nouns, and these two make subjects. Clear? But these two nouns are connected together with as well as, and that's why I have used this verb was, which is singular. Clear? So science as well as philosophy. Now you can say that we have two nouns and two subjects, so you may have this idea to use any plural. Maybe you can use where if you think, but it would be wrong if you use where, or suppose if we use where or are any plural, then it would be completely wrong, right? So you are supposed to use any singular verb for that one. So the correct sentence is science as well as philosophy was taught there. Okay, let me give you another sentence for that. Suppose you can write the leader along with his secretary is expected soon. Okay, see, I have used this verb is, so this is singular verb, right? But you have two noun, and these together you have subjects. Clear? So you have two nouns together connected, but you have used along with, and that's why you are supposed to use singular verb for this one. So this is the sentence: the leader along with his secretary is expected soon. Don't use are expected, then it would be wrong. Okay, so this is all about rule number 3. Now rule number 4, and rule number 4 is again very important and exceptional part. Okay, so rule number 4 says that when you use two nouns together or pronouns together, okay, so if you use two subjects together connected with or either or, neither nor, or you can say neither. So if we use two subjects together and if you connect them with or, either or, neither nor, then always use singular verb. Okay, and remember this. So if we use them, to connect two nouns or two pronouns together as subject, then always use singular verb, never use plural verb. Okay, how? Let me give you example. Suppose you can write that my uncle or my aunt is arriving today. Okay, so if you write my uncle or my aunt is arriving today, then look at this, I've used is, singular verb. Okay, but you have two nouns, my uncle one, another one is my aunt, and these two became single subject, and for that, to connect these two, you have used or. Okay, subject, and that's why you have to use singular verb, because you have used or, isn't it? Let me give you another example. Suppose you can say neither food nor water was found there. Okay, neither food nor water was found there. Okay, these two, food and water, these two connected with neither nor, and that's the reason I have used was. So it is again singular verb. Okay, so when you have two, this is one noun and this is another noun, so that means plural, because you have used more than two nouns together. But as you connect them with neither nor, and that's why only that you have to use one single singular verb for this. Okay, so this is all about rule number 4. But there is another twist, another exception in that rule. What is that? Let me give you a sentence. For exception part, let me give you examples. See, suppose the sentence is neither the president nor the members were present in the meeting. Okay, now look at this. Neither the president nor the members were present in the meeting. Okay, the president, one subject, and the another one is the members and these nouns. But in this sentence, I have used were, so plural verb, right? So just in the present, in the previous sentence, you had seen that I have used two nouns together, but it was singular verb. But in this sentence, you have plural verb, two nouns or two subjects together. Why? Because see, look at this one. The next part or the last subject in the sentence, the members, plural, not singular. In the previous sentence, it was like my uncle, my aunt. So two singular nouns. Again, food, water. These two singular nouns. But over here, you have one singular noun and the second one is plural noun, and that's why you have to use plural verb. So in this sentence, if you use any singular verb, then the sentence would be completely wrong. As the last part is plural, then it should be plural verb. Okay, so this is another exception, and there is another exception, and that is very interesting. Okay, let me show it. Suppose the sentence is neither she nor I am going to the fair. Okay, see, neither she, this is one pronoun, and I have used another one, I pronoun. So neither nor, this is a part, and two pronouns together, this subject, she and I. So obviously this is to become plural form. Okay, but I have used am, so this is singular. First of all, singular, not plural. In this way, in this sentence, you have to understand one thing. See, always remember one thing, that whenever you use such kind of verb in this kind of sentences, then the verb should be singular or plural. It depends on the noun or pronoun used before it. So this is verb, and just before it I have used I. Okay, and that's why you have to use am. So if you use neither she nor I are, then it would be wrong sentence. Okay, and in the same way again, where in this sentence this is used just after members. Okay, so try to just remember one thing, or try to find out that whenever you use the verb in this kind of this format of sentence, then that verb should be according to the noun or pronoun just used before that verb. Okay, then it would be completely clear about this format. So this is all about rule number 4. So out of 6 golden rules, this is rule number 5. And rule number 5 says, if we use any distance or period of time or sum of money as a subject, then it must be followed by any singular verb. Okay, so if your subject is any distance, okay, or period of time, if you use a distance, period of time, or sum of money as your subject, then that subject must be followed by singular verb. Clear? So this is all about rule number 5. How? Let's have some sentences as example. You can say, 3 miles is too far to walk. Okay, 3 miles is too far to walk. See, 3 miles indicates distance, isn't it? It is all about distance, and at the same time this is subject, and that's why 3 miles, but it sounds like plural, isn't it? 3 miles, not 1 mile. 1 2 3, 3 miles, so it sounds plural. So you may think that it must have any plural verb, but no, in this sentence you have to use singular verb. This is singular, so I have used is. So 3 miles is, not 3 miles are. 3 miles is too far to walk. This is one sentence. Let's have the second sentence. You can say that 5 years is not enough for his imprisonment. Okay, look at this sentence. 5 years, this is 5 years, so this is subject. So 5 years, obviously this is not singular, but it sounds like plural, isn't it? It sounds like plural, not 1 year. This is 5 years. So again, you may have this mistake to use any plural verb. but no, don't use that. You have to use is, singular. Why? Because I have said period of time, so it must be singular. Again, 5 years is not enough for his imprisonment. So let's have a third sentence. 10 rupees is a small amount. Okay, 10 rupees is a small amount. Again, it indicates sum of money. And 10 rupees, again, you may think it's a plural, not 1 rupee, 10 rupees. So you may again make mistake using any plural verb. No, don't use are, you have to use is, so it is singular. So if you use are, it will be wrong. Clear? So this is all about rule number 5, that if you use any distance or period of time or sum of money as a subject, then this subject must be followed by any singular verb. Though it sounds any singular or plural, doesn't matter, you have to use singular verb. Okay, so let's see the last one, rule number 6. Now rule number 6, the last rule of all these golden rules. Okay, rule number 6 says that if we use each, every, either, neither, or many as a subject in any sentence, then that must be followed by singular verb. Okay, so remember this: if we use each, every, or either, neither, many as subject, then you have to use singular verb. Okay, singular verb. Let's have examples. Suppose you can write that each of the students is expected to present in sentence. Okay, each of the students is expected to present. Then let's have any sentence from that. Each of the students, I have used each, so this is this one, and that's why you have to use is, because each represent singular form. So this is singular, and at the same time should be also singular. Okay, let's have another sentence. You can say that neither of the boys was strong enough. Okay, and look at this. Neither of the boys was singular. Okay, but you have boys, so you may think again plural. See, look at this, students. You may have this idea that they present plural. That's true, but actually the sentence, in this sentence, the subject is each, and over here neither. Okay, so you can say this is subject, which is singular, and that's why they have singular verb. Okay, let's have another sentence. You can say many a man has been destroyed by wrong decision. Many a man has been destroyed by wrong decision. In this sentence, I have used many which is representing singular. okay, and that's why I've used has, which is singular verb. Okay, so this is all about this rule number 6. Always remember, if you use these things, then you have to use singular verb. So this is all 6 golden rules. Okay, so this is the end of the video, and I do hope that I have cleared each and everything regarding this subject verb agreement, and you have loved this video. So please like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, and never forget to press the bell icon to get more notifications regarding my videos and channels. Okay, so thank you all of you for watching this video. Thank you all.